Hi everyone, with just a few days left for CAT, I wanted to sit down and talk to you not as a mentor, not as a topper, but as someone who has been exactly where you are right now. And I remember the week and the day of my CAT attempt. It was random panic, overthinking, sudden urge to learn everything in the universe. And today, after scoring 99.95 percentile and converting I am ABC LKI, I can tell you this honestly. This these last few days they have very little to do with your knowledge. It has everything to do with your mindset. So let's talk about what really matters now. See, this week is not about suddenly becoming smarter. Cat does not randomly reward you for reading a new chapter today. You have already built the foundation over months through mock analysis, YouTube videos, or some other coaching materials, doubts, frustration, discipline. The exam now becomes a mind game. And trust me on one thing, IIMs don't want superstars, they want someone who has the potential to become a superstar. Okay, so stop thinking I've not done enough, my mocks were bad, others know more. None of that matters now. We'll come to this bit later, but this week is really about protecting your mind and not expanding your syllabus. We'll come to other we'll come to other parts later, but I think it's important to talk about this now. These are some practical advices which should help you. It helped me. So your game plan matters more than your knowledge, and here these certain things I think you should follow it. uh, and so starting with, on the way to the exam center, try to read three articles, easy, tough, easy, and try to select these three articles one day before the cat exam so that you're not investing a lot of time selecting the articles. This warms your brain up without exhausting it. And basically, the article, the VRC section that you're going to attempt, the reading from those sections should not be the first reading of your day. Then try to play this arithmetic drill. It's a fun mental exercise and really opens up your brain. Okay. For 45 minutes, you'll have nothing to do in in the center. Your brain will jump to random negative thoughts. What if the paper is tough? What if VRC goes bad? What if I blank out? What if the exam goes so bad that my career goes downhill from here? What if this is the end of the world? Blah blah blah. So a trick that saved me: think of people who helped you reach here and silently thank them one by one. It grounds you instantly, and it is really very helpful in sort of diverting your brain, because these random negative thoughts are going to come to you. Okay. Be mentally prepared for the worst. Difficult RCs, fine. Only one DLI set attempt, okay. Quant feels off, also fine. See, not knowing is normal. Not panicking is the advantage. And that's the game changer. Okay. And this is a relative exam. You need to do relatively better than others. And so make this your competitive advantage. Start with strengths. CAT is going to reward momentum. Never begin with a question that scares you. If you have spent too long on a question, leave it. The paper does not respect ego. And follow this 2 to 4 anxiety control thing. I mean, breathe for 2 seconds, hold for two, and exhale for four. Okay, and try to do it like 10 times or 8 times. Okay, and I mean, this actually helped me a lot. So I mean, you can try this, right? Uh, I think this is quite self-explanatory. One thing which I want you to focus is, you do not need to attempt any more mocks. That's the end of your mock attempts. Okay, and trust me, cat is going to surprise you in different ways. I'll come to my final day, D-day, later. I have one slide dedicated for that. But just summarizing it, my VRC attempt of my cat paper was the best ever VRC for me. And on the other side, my DLR attempt was the worst ever DLR attempt for me. So cat mock scores don't really matter in the cat exam. So forget about your mock scores now. Okay, and just try to sort of protect your mind, just try to stabilize your mind, and that is going to be the game changer. Okay, and so these next few days, just try to fix your sleeps schedule. Should wake up on cat day without forcing yourself, eat cleaner, do light practice, maybe 2 3 confidence boosting sets, review the mocks where you did well, not the ones that broke you, reduce noise and comparison, especially Telegram, Discord, or different Facebook group rumors. And one thing nobody tells you, your brain panics when it sees a blank screen. So practice staring at your laptop screen for 15 20 minutes. Let negative thoughts come, let them pass. This is training your mind to stay neutral on the exam day. Okay. I think we have covered this, but maybe just wanted to highlight the fifth point as well. So, topics which make you uncomfortable. For me, it was philosophy, literature. I tried to understand the basics of it. I tried to go through a lot of YouTube videos. I tried to just make myself comfortable, familiar with certain topics. And by the end of, before my CAT exam, I was basically familiar with the philosophy of Aristotle, Plato. So I was really feeling comfortable with these topics. So try to do it. Visualize the exam day calmly. Try to simulate all the panic situations in your brain, so that nothing is coming as a shocker to you. Okay. See, the difference is the shock. So make sure you have normalized the shock. I think rest we have covered. 80% of a score this day on the final day depends on your mindset. 20% is your academics. Every topper, trust me, is also anxious right now. The difference is they don't let anxiety drive their decisions. So this week, really, calm is greater than talent, clarity is greater than knowledge, and composure is greater than speed. If you stay composed for even 20 25 minutes more than others, your percentile jumps, and that's how cat works. Okay. Um, See, anxiety rises because the mind hates uncertainty, and cat is uncertainty. You cannot remove uncertainty, you can only manage your response. Okay. You can use the 2 to 4 breathing technique, which we discussed earlier, and it resets your system instantly. And there'll be moments in the paper when you need that reset. Use it before entering the center, while looking at the blank screen, between sections, whenever panic spikes. Okay. Uh, Between sections, after VRC, you need to say certain things to yourself. For after VRC, you need to say new exam is starting now. Okay, VRC was just. I mean, it was nothing. Okay, after DILR, you need to be in this mode that next 40 minutes is going to decide everything, and quant is basically execution mode, and first 5 minutes of each section matter more than the last 5 days. Make sure you write it down somewhere and try to remind yourself of this. And if you are someone who who is not able to attempt a lot of sets, say one or two sets perhaps, then suppose at the end of 37th minute you have attempted 2 sets. For the next 3 minutes, next 3 to 4, whatever time you have got, just make sure you have attempted all the theta questions, you have made educated guess, and then you are left with 2 minutes. Try to mentally prepare yourself for the quant section. Okay, and next 40 minutes is going to decide everything. Try to get into this mindset. Okay, try 2 to 4 breathing technique, and then jump onto your quant section. That is how you should be. Do not try to attempt something, because see, something which has not happened earlier, it's very unlikely that it is going to happen now. So you cannot attempt a new set in 5 6 minutes. Okay, so just be practical and just try to maximize your quant score, and just trust something that even if you have attempted only 5 6 questions in the DLR set, you're still getting 15 to 18 marks, and you're still just 10 12 marks short of that 99 percentile. Okay, which is okay. You can bridge that gap, and you have given so many marks that trust your judgment, that your judgment of the paper is correct. If you are feeling this paper is tough, this paper is really tough. Okay. And yeah, now coming to my cat exam day. So I my slot was slot 3. Okay. I made sure that uh, I did not speak. I did not uh, uh, watch any videos, or sort of I did not read about any feedback about earlier slots, slot 1 and 2. I did not read about those. I kept my phone off, internet off. I had one very close friend, and his preparation, his ability to solve questions, everything was quite identical to me. Basically, if he's saying quantity stuff, I would also feel quantity stuff. If he's saying DLR is easy, I would also feel the same. His slot was slot 2. That was some advantage to me. After his paper, I just interacted with him. I just worked on, as he gave me certain feedbacks about the sections. I And because his feedback, I could sort of directly apply his feedback to my attempt. I decided to speak to him, and certain, I mean, most of the things were true for me as well, but certain things were not, which is okay. But yeah, I kept my conversation just limited to one guy, and I did not look at any sort of Facebook messages or Telegram messages. So that was before the exam, and also I was feeling a little sleepy in my third slot. So before that, I had one very famous energy drink. um I Yeah, so that helped me. My exam started, I think, 4 or 4:30. Okay, now VRC attempt was as usual. I I knew that I could not attempt the full paper, so I left a few VA questions and I focused on RCs and para summary. I mean, after the end of VRC, you never know that if it was a good attempt or a bad attempt. Okay, but then I moved on to the DLR section. Okay, I now hear me out. DLR section, I was someone who would attempt 4 to 5 sets on any given day, any type of sets. So that used to be my sort of previous attempts in mocks. So on the day of the exam, I attempted first set in 8 minutes, second set in 7 minutes. So 15 minutes gone, 2 sets done. Now next 25 minutes, the next set I picked, it was, I don't know, it was a wrong set from it was a wrong set selection from my side. And after that, I could not solve a single question. I think I solved just two more questions. So in 40 minutes, I solved 10 questions. Now imagine, I was someone who used to solve 20 questions. Uh, uh, I had been solving 20 questions since past 4 5 months, and suddenly on the day of exam, I could not solve more than 10. So that was the first time ever that I solved less than 3 sets. First time ever. And with that mindset, with that panic, I started my quant attempt. For first 2 3 minutes, I was not able to solve a single question. I was just skipping questions. I was finding everything very difficult. I forgot all the concepts, all formulas, all the shortcuts. Then I skipped until question 17, skipped every question. And then I decided, okay, I'll just take a 1 minute pause. I'll start every question from scratch. Question one, I'll not skip anything. I'll not apply any ABC strategy. I'll just try to solve all questions in a single go. Okay. And because I had forgotten all the formulas, all the shortcuts, I had to rely on my fundamentals, my basics. And in next 36 minutes, 36 minutes, I was able to solve 23 questions straight. Question 1 to question 23. Okay, I got 22 of them right. So my raw scoring quant was 65. Okay, now my overall raw score was, I think, 143 or 145, which led to a 99.95 percentile. And till date, I think I owe my 99.95 percentile to to those 3 minutes in the quant section, the starting 3 minutes, where I did not let panic overpower me. So that is the beauty of this exam. So it was not because I was so great in quant or I knew everything. It was because I managed those 3 minutes, right? 3 to 4 minutes, whatever was there. Okay. So just it was just my personal uh, story. Now again, um, see, you have already done enough to be proud of. You have fought through work, classes, pressure, self doubt. So cat will not define your life. Your habits, resilience, discipline, that will define you. Okay. You don't need perfection, you need composure. You don't need 100% effort now. You need clear thinking. You have put in the work for months. Now let that work show. What walk into the exam like someone who deserves to be there. Okay, because you do, right? And if you're not able to get into IIM, you should be like, IIMs, they don't deserve me. It's not the other way around. Okay. So whatever happens on the day, remember, you gave yourself a chance, you grew as a person, you pushed harder than most people ever will, and that growth will stay with you long after cat is over. Okay, you have become a great person in this entire journey. You should be proud of this journey. Okay, so all the best, and I'm rooting for every single one of you. See you on the other side.